I want to talk about my son. My son is now 1 year and 8 months old. He has brought enormous happiness to our family, although my wife, my parents-in-law, always complain about how tiring it is to look after him. He is really cute and adorable. He can now speak some very simple words such as Papa, Mama, but he can understand quite a lot of things, although he cannot express himself verbally. For example, he can recognize the personal belongings of each family members, such as my t-shirt, the eyeglasses of Grandpa, or my wife's bag, etc. He also firmly protects his own personal belongings, such as his little chair on which he sits for meals. He will drive you away if you attempt to sit on his chair. I am always amazed how fast he can learn things and how good his memories is. He can instantly learn something funny gestures on TV programs. For example, we found out that as he walks, he kicked his necks and feet high. And then we record it was because he watched the national parade in Tiananmen Square on the National Day. And he also learned some gestures like Kung Fu after watching the gymnastics in sports programs. I always believe that parents are the first and best teachers for children. I have a lot of friends who are also new parents. They pay for the kids' very expensive course, some preschool course, and I believe that you need to nurture and grow up your children with your heart and love. So every weekend, my wife and I will take him to parks because I live very close to the zoo, to the Guangzhou Zoo. So I often take him to the zoo and show him the animals, and he always loves that, watching all kind of animals. And I also want to do some experiments. I want to see how children learn language. So I try to teach him bilingually. So I teach him to say some words in English and then in Mandarin. And now he can understand quite a lot of instructions. For example, if I ask him, where's your bike? Then he will run to his bike and show his bike. And if I ask him, where is the moon? And then he will point his fingers up into the sky. So I think it's quite funny. And I also hope that if he can learn English at a very young age, then he will not suffer too much when he studied at schools. I think a child can bring enormous happiness to the family and to my life. I now always feel joy and peaceful while I'm with him. So my favorite time killing is to play with him after meal, after work. So I always can forget all about the frustrations and sometimes unhappiness in work and feel fully recharged. I have now learned strong family values after bringing up my son, and I understand how difficult it is to be parent. So I now try to call my parents whenever I have time, take them out to dinner, or try to visit them during the weekends. So I think it's great to be a parent.
Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe.